Did you do your homework? Please.
I didn't get the homework.
Got a mock test and a question paper. Check the chat box.
No, I didn't get the homework. Like my father didn't send this.
Wait a minute. Just a second. Can you open the link? Zamrez, can you open the sheet? Yes or no? Is it opening for you? Yes, Baba. I'm not able to hear you. Can you be a bit louder? Is the sheet open for you, or else I will share the screen?
ரெஃப்ரெஷ் பண்ணுங்க.
I do not know whether it is opening for you or not. Let me share.
My dad didn't send it to me.
சரி ஓகே மேம் சொல்லுங்க இல்ல
Didn't read so.
Yeah. Please solve this worksheet quickly. You will write the answers in the chat box first. You have exactly 30 minutes to solve the paper. Zamrez, is the question paper opening in your screen?
My dad didn't send it to me because all the worksheet mails goes to him. Like all these, like some of them, so some of them and some of them go to. Some of them go to my, some of them go to me, but all of them go to my dad. Go to my father's mail. I don't
So
know.
your dad forgot to send it to you. No problem. But I've shared a link with you in the chat box. From that link, are you able to open the worksheet? Check.
Yes.
So I will do one thing. You share me your screen, solve the question paper. You have exactly 30 minutes to solve it. Okay? Is it fine, Zamrez, or shall I request you to allow? Allow. Wait, I will stop sharing, then you share. Wait, my screen is shared. No. Let me stop sharing. Why cannot I? Zamrez, I've stopped sharing my screen. Now can you share your screen? Yeah. Now please solve the question.
What email should I put?
Sorry?
What email should I put?
I did not understand your question.
What email should I put? Should I put my dad's email or my
You
email?
can put your dad's email, no problem. You were registered in Olympiad with your email ID or with your dad's email ID? Write your name. Let it be. Let it be your dad's email ID, but write your name. Quickly. Zamrez, write your name.
I have given my mail ID.
Okay.
மிஸ் அனுப்பியிருக்காங்களா? ம்?
No, it's just like
நீ என்னோட மெயில் ஐடி கொடு. என் மெயில் ஐடி தான் நான் தான் பார்ப்பேன். ஓகேவா?
Where is the question, Zamrez? I cannot see the question. Zamrez, your screen has hanged for me. Is it like that? Zamrez, where can you see the question, bache? How can you see the question? I cannot see the question here. Read question number 4 again. Read question number 7 again.
From the options haven't been C or D.
You will get to know this after the solving. We will redo.
Okay. Breathing involves inspiration and expiration. Two vowels take the role inspiration. Right? I spoke too soon, right? What is
First, during test, nobody will help you. I got to know a new thing, Zamrez. Zamrez, I have a news for you. You won't ask what it is. I got to know that you have gills. You don't have lungs. You have gills. Wow, Zamrez.
ஒரு நாளைக்கு ஒரு மாசத்துக்கு இருக்கிறேன் ஏன்னா மாசத்துக்கு இருக்கிறேன் அப்படிதான் இருக்கும் எல்லாருமே கரெக்டாக அந்த டைம் காசுலாம் அவங்க சாப்பிட்டா நாங்கள் சாப்பிடுவோம் அவங்களும் அதே மாதிரி நாங்கள் எல்லாம் சாப்பிட்டு முடிச்சோம் அவங்க எழுதுவோம் அவங்க வந்து சாப்பிடுவோம் ஃபஸ்ட்டு லேடிஸ் சாப்பிடுவோம் சீக்கிரம் எழுந்துச்சு நாங்கள் சாப்பிடுவோம் அதுக்கப்புறம் ஆம்பளை 2 பேரும் சாப்பிடுவோம் நல்ல ஒரு டைம் கரெக்டாக டைம் குட்டி கறினா எடுத்துக்கோங்க எல்லா நேரத்துலையும் கறிகளும் மீனும் குவாலிட்டி தான் நம்ம வெஜிடேரியன்றதே இருக்க மாட்டோம் அதான் சாப்பிடுன்னா தான் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் வெஜிடேரியன் தான் அவங்களுக்கு சிக்கன் சொல்லுவாங்க சாப்பாடு கஷ்டம் அப்படியே அவ்வளவு மசல் வச்சிருக்கான் 8 பேக்ஸ் வச்சிருக்கான் ஏதோ சுகர் இருந்தா 8 பேக் வரான் அது அதிகமா நைட்ல ரொம்ப தெரியும் அதெல்லாம் வரதே அவனுக்கு 8 பேக் வரல 6 பேக் வச்சிருக்கான் அவரு ரொம்ப பாடி அவனுக்கு ஆப்போசிட் தானே ஆப்போசிட் தானே கேம்ஸ் பார்க்க அவனுக்கு கேம்ஸ் எல்லாம் பிடிக்காது கேம்ஸ் பார்க்கறது அது இதெல்லாம் பிடிக்காது போல சரி நான் தான் பாப்போம் மச்சி போயிட்டு வர மச்சி போயிட்டு வர அண்ணா அஸ்ஸலாமு அலைக்கும் கால் செய்யுங்க கால் எடுத்துட்டோம் அவ்வளவு இருந்தா நிலமா இருந்தா பழைய கதையெல்லாம் சொல்லுவா அவ சொல்லிதான் எனக்கு நிறைய கதை தெரியும் ஏன்னா நான் அப்ப சின்ன பிள்ளை பார்த்தீங்களா எனக்கு ஊரோட அவ்வளவு சம்பந்தம் கிடையாது உனக்கு தூத்துக்குடியில முடிச்சதுனால அங்க எப்ப பார்த்தா போறது இப்ப மாதிரி கொஞ்சம் கொஞ்சம் போறேன் எப்படினால அவங்க இருக்க போதெல்லாம் போறேன் ரொம்ப போறது கிடையாது அவருக்கு மேரேஜ் அப்படின்னா இப்போ கொஞ்சம் போர் அடிச்சா அவங்க கூப்பிட்டானா கொஞ்சம் ட்ரெஸ் பண்ணி கூப்பிட்டாங்கன்னா மாமி மோளோ 2 பேரும் வீட்டுலதான் இருக்காங்க ஒரு மாமி மோளை காக்காக்கு தான் முடிச்சு காக்கானா பெரியாப்பா குழம்பு காக்காக்கு தான் முடிச்சு அதனால அது எங்க பாப்பா வீடு மாதிரிதான் அது எங்க பாப்பா வீடு அங்கதான் எனக்கு கல்யாணம் முடிஞ்சது அதனால காக்கா காட்டுலாம் இருக்காங்க இருக்காங்க பெரியது இல்ல புதுமனை இல்ல பாப்பா புதுமனை அம்மாவுக்குதான் பெரியது புதுமனைன்னா அவங்க புதுமனையிலேயே இருக்காங்க இல்லையே எல்லா தெருவும் ஒண்ணு போலதான் இருக்கும். ஒரு அடையாளம் எல்லா தெருலையும் முக்குல வந்து பள்ளியாசம் அப்படிலாம் எந்த ஊர்லயுமே கிடையாது. உடம்புடி மாதிரி எந்த ஊர்லயுமே எங்களுக்கு புதுமனை
ரஃபிக் மாமாவோட அண்ணன்
உணவா பார்க்கணும். மச்சுமார தெரியும், கல்யாணம் முடிச்ச மச்சுமார தெரியும், மச்சா முன்னாடியும் தெரியும். மத்தபடி பிள்ளைகளா தெரியாது. தெரியாது தெரியாது.
வரக்காலதான் போன் அடிச்சேன். அடுத்த வாட்டி வரும்போது கூப்பிட்டு வரேன். உங்க பையன் கல்யாணத்துக்கு நானே
நீங்க போறீங்களா சான்ஸ் எடுத்துட்டு வெயிட்டா இருக்கும், வெயிட்டா இருக்கும், அவனுக்குவான் வெயிட்டா இருக்கு. அதுக்கு என்ன வெயிட், இது வெயிட்டா சாப்பிடுப்பா.
சாதி மச்சான் குழந்தை கேட்க வேண்டிய புதுமையுமே சாப்பிட்டு அங்க வந்து
மாமி மாவா 2 பேர் அங்க இருக்காங்க. மாமி மாவா ஒட்டா அங்க இருக்காங்க. பெரிய எங்க புதுவனங்க இருக்கிறவங்க வந்து எங்க பாப்பா நேரத்தி பார்க்க போனதுதான்
அம்மாவே கேட்டேன்னு சந்தி கொடுத்தா பழைய சொத்து அவங்களுக்கு பரந்த டேட் வந்து நான் ராமிக்கு சொல்லியிருந்தேன். அவங்களுக்கு தெரியும் அன்னைக்கு ஒரு கலர்ல டேட் இல்ல அவ பால் காய்ச்சல் இருக்கு நினைச்சிட்டு பத்தி கொடுத்துருந்தேன். பாயச கூப்பிடுன்னா உங்க வீட்டுக்கு டேடி செஞ்சுதானே கல்யாணம் இருந்தாலும் வாங்கிட்டு சொன்னேன்.
Zamrez, what is your score? How many are wrong? 18 are wrong. Out of 25, 18 are wrong. Zamrez, I want to talk to your dad.
We just went down.
Sorry?
We just went down.
Mom?
Mom's working.
Sorry?
My mom is working.
Make sure that before ending the class, you make me connect to your dad. Clear? Zamrez, is it clear? You are not revising at home at all. I've told you that after the class you should revise. You should revise. You are not doing that. Why? Why, Zamrez? I want an answer. Why don't you revise at home? After the chapter is over, why don't you open your book? Can I get an answer, Zamrez? Every time I have to tell you the answer, I have to give you hints. Why is it happening, Zamrez? Why don't you revise your text? Zamrez, can you solve this paper? Open the link and share the screen with me.
We need access.
You need access? Let it be. Wait a minute, I will share my screen with you. Okay, before that, can you see my screen? Yes or no? Can you see my screen? Start reading. Fast. You should be loud enough. Unmute yourself.
Non-living organisms, including plants, receive the energy required for the survival from a chain of chemical reactions or respiration. Respiration is a biochemical process which defines the movement of air between the external environment and cell tissues of living species. This process, oxygen gas is inhaled, carbon dioxide is exhaled out. It is referred to as the metabolic process as an organism obtains energy by oxidizing nutrients and releasing waste products. During respiration, a very little amount of gas exchange takes place within the different parts of the plant. Therefore, each plant part takes care of its own energy requirements. Roots, stem, and leaves of plants exchange gases for respiration separately. As we all know, leaves have tiny pores called stomata, which is used for the exchange of gases. Oxygen taken to the stomata. Stomata is used by cells that used to break down glucose into carbon dioxide into water.
Continue reading. Respiration plants is aerobic.
Starch plus oxygen gives rise to energy plus carbon dioxide plus water.
Read.
Roots The underground part of the plants absorb air from air spaces present in the soil particles. Hence, the oxygen absorbed through the roots is used to release energy, which is later utilized for transportation of minerals and salts from the soil. They are aware of the fact that plants have the unique ability to photosynthesize. Photosynthesis is the process by which plants prepare their own food. It takes place in parts the plants contain chlorophyll, example only in the green parts of the plants.
Read.
The body of photosynthesis is so prominent that it masks the process of respiration in plants. Most of the respiration in plants occurs throughout the day while photosynthesis only takes the presence of light. Therefore, at night, the respiration in plants becomes prominent. This is why we often hear people say not to sleep under a tree at night. This may cause suffocation due to the excessive presence of carbon dioxide released by trees and result in respiration. In the case of stem, the air gets diffused in the stomata and passes through various parts of respiration. Carbon dioxide produces produces the stomata and higher parts of the body. Once the gas is expelled, is carried out by lenticels. Leaves comprise tiny pores referred to as stomata. The exchange of gases takes place via stomata to a tiny process of diffusion. Each stoma is controlled by a guard cell. The opening and closing of stomata help the exchange of gases between atmosphere and interior of leaves. Respiration in other animals. The different animals have different ways to exchange oxygen or carbon dioxide occurs in body. These were discussed below. In these other animals, such as amoeba, exchange of gases takes place through cell surface. They absorb oxygen from the surrounding air and water to give out carbon dioxide to plasma and then by diffusion.
Read, Zamrez. I can't hear you. You have to be loud.
Even the respiratory organ in animals like frogs and earthworms. The skin in these animals is moist and slimy, which makes it easy for oxygen to diffuse and carbon dioxide to diffuse out of the body. Tapeworms, earthworms, and leeches use the skin for the exchange of gases. Skin of earthworms is very thin and moist, and many blood cells are spread on the skin. These blood cells are known as capillaries. They exchange gases. The capillaries they die of suffocation. The skin is dried up. Amphibians such as frogs use more than one organ of respiration during their life. They breathe through the gills when they're tadpoles, which are frogs who breathe mainly with their lungs and also exchange gases with the environment through skin.
Read, Zamrez.
Except cockroaches, grasshoppers, transportation of gases, exchange take place by a special type of fine tubes and pipe tracking. Cockroach and other insects breathe through spiracles and trachea. There is a network of hollow tubes running through the body of an insect. These hollow tubes are called trachea. Each trachea opens at the body surface in the form of very small pores. These pores are called spiracles. Oxygen reaches to the cells directly through the spiracles by means of diffusion. Air containing oxygen enters through spiracles in the tracheal tubes. It then diffuses into body tissues and reaches every cell in the body. Carbon dioxide released from cells goes into the tracheal tubes which comes out through spiracles. A majority of aquatic animals like fish and prawn breed to special organs like gills. Gills are projections of extremely local oxygen dissolves in water. Gills contain blood vessels which help with oxygen gases. Fish live in water and get oxygen dissolved in water. Fish carry water to their mouth and pump it over gills. Water passes into the gill chambers and gills. In each chamber, the water passes on the fragrance. They absorb oxygen from the water and replace it with the carbon dioxide formed. The water that passes out through the gill oblique and this process is repeated again and again. Through lungs, amphibians, mammals, and birds exchange gases through special respiratory organs. For lungs are very sac-like structures in which is carried. They are connected to the outside by a series of tubes and small openings.
Done? Now I will give you the second sheet to read. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Start reading.
Energy is generated by the breakdown of glucose molecules in all living cells of the human body. Oxygen is inhaled and is transported to various parts and are used in the process of burning wood particles. Breaking down of glucose molecules at the cellular level is a series of chemical reactions. Often glucose molecules are used for starting energy in the form of ATP or anisotose. Phosphate molecules are used in the body to fulfill essential processes. Those possessing a couple of exterior nostrils is divided by a framework of a cartilaginous structure termed as the septum. This is the structure that evenly separates the right nostril from the left nostril. Tiny hair follicles that cover the interior lining of nostrils act as the first line of hair follicles that cover the
First line? First
hair,
line of?
hair follicles that cover the interior lining of nostril act as the body's first line of defense against foreign pathogens. Furthermore, they provide additional humidity and inhaled air. Two cartilaginous cords near the framework of the larynx are situated at the point of joining the pharynx and trachea. It is also termed as Adam's apple or the voice box. It is the portion which rises and falls during swallowing of the particles. It generates sound as air passes through the hollow in the middle. The nasal chambers open up into a wide hollow space termed as the pharynx, and it is a common path for both air and water. It functions by preventing the entry of food particles into one bite. The epiglottis is an elastic cartilage which serves as a between the larynx and the esophagus as well by allowing the passage of air into airway to the lungs and food in the gastrointestinal tract. Talking while we eat or swallow result in incessant coughing. The reason behind this reaction is the epiglottis. It is forced for the air to exit outwards and the food to enter in the windpipe, triggering a cough. The trachea or the windpipe rises below the larynx, moves down the neck. The walls of a trachea comprise C-shaped cartilaginous ring give hard which give hardness to the trachea, maintaining it to completely expanding. The trachea extends further down into breastbone, and splits into two bronchi for each lung. The
Are you
trachea
able to understand, Zamrez? Any
yes,
doubts till now? Please move ahead.
The trachea splits into two lobes termed as bronchi, which enter each lung individually. The bronchi divide into secondary, tertiary, and two bronchioles, which is again further divided into small air sacs called the alveoli. The alveoli are minute sacs of air with thin walls and single-celled manner. It enables the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide molecules into away from the bloodstream. Lungs are the chief centers of respiration in humans and other vertebrates. They are located in the thoracic cavity of the chest near the backbone and on either side of the heart. They are a pair of large, spongy organs mainly involved in the exchange of gas is between the blood and the compared to the left lung, the right lung is quite bigger and heavier. Heavier. The air we hear has the following composition: nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, gases of hydrogen, and noble gases. From the above list, the air contains more oxygen than carbon dioxide. The air is inhaled with the help of nostrils, and the nasal cavity that is cleansed by the fine layer of air follicles present within them. The cavity also has a collective group of blood vessels that keep the air warm. This air then passes to the pharynx and to the larynx and into the air trachea. The trachea and the bronchi are coated with ciliated epithelial cells and goblet cells, circulatory cells, which discharge the mucus to moisten the air as it passes through the respiratory tract or also traps the fine bits of dust or bacteria that have been escape to the hairs of nasal openings. The motile cilia strike in the ascending motion such that the mucus and other foreign particles are carried back in the vocal cavity where it may either be coughed out or swallowed. Once the air reaches bronchus, it removes strictures from bronchioles and then into the alveoli. From the alveoli, the formation of respiratory surface occurs in humans. Anaerobic respiration takes place in the presence of oxygen, carbon dioxide, and water are the end products of anaerobic respiration. Anaerobic respiration happens in the most of all organisms. Anaerobic respiration takes place in the absence of oxygen, usually happens in most of the microbes. Alcohol and carbon dioxide are formed at the end of the anaerobic respiration. In some other cases, lactic acid is formed at the end of anaerobic respiration. Anaerobic respiration also happens in the muscle cells when someone runs the ropes too fast. You may feel throbbing pain and calf muscles. This happens because of deposition of lactic acid produced by anaerobic respiration. Once the person takes those perception, the weight goes away. Yeast respires in the absence of oxygen. Glucose is converted into alcohol and carbon dioxide by yeast the absence of oxygen. Yeast is used in beverage industries to produce beer and wine. During latent plants, it is oxygen purified further synthesis
Remove the t-shirt from your mouth. I cannot hear you properly.
during the night, plants release carbon dioxide, take oxygen for respiration. In plants, the exchange of gases take place through a special structure called the stomata. The process of respiration plants breaks down glucose and releases energy. Process of taking in and out of respiration is called breathing. Breathing involves two main steps, with inhalation and exhalation. During exhalation, we breathe in air which is rich in oxygen. During exhalation, we breathe out air which is rich in carbon dioxide. Breathing, it involves intake of oxygen and release of carbon dioxide. Respiration, it is a more complex and it includes breathing as well as oxidation, food, it cells deterioration. It's a physical process. It's a biochemical process in which food is broken down along with the release of energy. It involves in breathing organs and respiration occurs at cellular level. No enzymes and catalysts are involved. Respiration, many enzymes and catalysts are involved in the whole process. Arabic and Arabic. Arabic uses oxygen in the process. Arabic, you happen to the absence of oxygen. Arabic, in Arabic in the process, glucose is completely broken down into CO2, water, along with the release of energy. It occurs in all organisms like mammals, and the chemical process as glucose plus oxygen gives rise to carbon dioxide plus water plus energy. In anaerobic respiration, glucose is broken down to ethyl alcohol, CO2 and energy. It usually occurs in lower organisms like yeast, fungi, and bacteria. It can occur in muscle or higher organisms during heavy activities. Glucose, ethyl alcohol plus carbon dioxide plus energy. Rate of breathing. When we are doing normal activities, the rate of breathing is normal. The breath rate of human beings is between 2 to 8 breaths per minute. The rate of breathing increases when you do strenuous physical works, such as running, swimming, jogging, etc. The rate of breathing decreases when you rest or when you sleep. Air passes through the tiny hairs into the nasal cavity and then through the pharynx, larynx, and windpipe before reaching the lungs. The hairs in the nasal cavity the hairs in the nasal cavity prevent the entry of dust particles and pollen. The mucous lining is present. The mucous lining is present in the nasal cavity to the lungs. Lungs are situated inside the chest cavity and they rest on a large muscular sheet called a diaphragm, which performs the floor of the chest cavity. Diaphragm is a membrane which is between the chest and abdomen when you breathe in. The diaphragm and rib cage get into action. The diaphragm is protected by the rib cage. The diaphragm plays an important role in inhalation and exhalation. The breathing is controlled by the movement of diaphragm. The diaphragm moves down, rib cage expands, this leads to expansion of the lungs. As a result, the air moves into the lungs. The process is called inspiration and inhalation. When the diaphragm moves up, the rib cage contracts. This leads to the contraction of the lungs. As a result, air moves up. This process is called expiration or exhalation. Air is drawn in, ribs move out, lung expand, diaphragm moves up. Inhalation, air forced out, ribs move back, chest cavity becomes smaller, diaphragm moves downward, and happens in exhalation. My father is still not here, and my father hasn't come back yet.
So, will you be doing your assignment on a regular basis now? Will you be revising? Or else we will do it like this.
Yes.
Zamrez, when you're anyways putting your hard work, why don't you put your 100%? If you solve the paper now, I am sure you will get out of out. Now you remember the mistakes you did, right? Don't you know the answers of those questions? It took you hardly 15 minutes to do a revision, Zamrez. Hardly 15 to 20 minutes. You're not that busy for the whole week or the whole day that you cannot spare 15 to 20 minutes. Zamrez, we are doing this for the last time. If it doesn't work out like this, if you don't work on yourself, then I have to definitely talk to your father and report it to your father. Clear? Am I clear? Why, Zamrez?